Good evening, SCPA. My name is Adrian Antonio.
And I am Mary Lear, and we would like to welcome you to The Surface.
If you haven't seen our first two episodes yet, which we highly suggest, you can watch those, which can be found on the SDSCPA Mainstage Hub. Just head over to sdscpamainstage.com and you can find a link to our episodes under the Student Series page. But please, we ask that you finish watching this episode first.
Yes, we are so stoked to see you all in the audience joining us tonight as we talk about life at SCPA.
Life at SCPA, that's such a loaded phrase because, there's such a distinct culture. And I'd even go as far to say that there's such a different life experience at SCPA. So this episode is about making your mark.
Yes, so today we will be discussing how we can leave a legacy at SCPA and how we can carry the spirit of SCPA into the world. But before we continue, Adrian, what's going on above the surface?
We have a lot going on this week. Juniors and seniors, right after this broadcast of The Surface, there'll be a joint class meeting about Juniors versus Seniors Week at 6 o'clock. Make sure to be there. SCPA's Academic League won their varsity match last week against Cathedral Catholic, 330 to 80 points. Join the action by going to their meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. with matches on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Juniors, you have a class meeting this Wednesday. More info can be found on your class Insta at SDSCPA22. Make sure to support the freshman class at their fundraiser, which will last until the 6th. Go to Dinky National City, purchase something tasty, then show the cashier the flyer shown on your screen in order for your payment to count towards the fundraiser. The Postal Connections Club is starting a new murder mystery themed letter cycle where you can write, solve, and exchange mysteries in the club and with your assigned partner. Find them on Instagram at SDSCPAPCC or text SDSCPAPCC to 81010 to join the remind. And that's what's been going on above the surface, Mary.
Awesome. Sounds great. I'm definitely going to hop on the Juniors versus Seniors meeting right after the show.
So will I. How exciting is that? I was a bit scared that we wouldn't be able to get a Juniors versus Seniors week this year because of, COVID, but it looks like we're looking up.
Me too. Last year's was so much fun, and I was really looking forward to being on the senior side this year.
I completely agree. I had the privilege to represent the juniors last year at the Sing-Off, and honestly, that was probably one of the funnest experiences I've had at SCPA. And just the feeling of the morning pep rally on Friday where we were all in the circle in the sun. How fun was that?
It was so much fun. It definitely won't be the same this year considering that we're doing juniors versus seniors online, but I think that the team behind Spirit Week will be able to pull it off.
Shout out to Spirit Committee over at ASB. You guys are doing an amazing job. But yeah, all this talk about juniors versus seniors has gotten me thinking a lot about SCPA culture. I would argue that Juniors versus Seniors Week is one of the most SCPA-esque events we hold. We have no sports teams, so, it's nice to get a taste of the Friday Night Lights action with the football or basketball game.
And let's not forget about all the offs. They're just so much fun to watch and be a part of. I completely agree with you saying that Spirit Week is the epitome of SCPA culture. We have such a strong bond at this school, and it really is a shame that we're limited in that familiarity and bond because of online learning. But, it's a necessary sacrifice.
Yeah. Mary, since we are on the topic of SCPA culture, I know you've been at the school since 7th grade, I think. You're kind of old. I want to know what you'll take away from SCPA as you prepare to go to college.
I definitely think that the thing I'm going to take away the most is the collaboration. I think that just the people at SCPA have taught me so much about working together and working as a team. And I think that that's something that's incredibly important both within the arts and in all fields once you become a working adult. So I think that I'll really take the collaboration and teamwork into consideration, which I learned at SCPA. What about you?
I'm probably not going into the arts after high school, which is okay. But I'll definitely also take away collaboration, and the friendships. I've learned how to build bridges, to meet someone in the middle, just allow myself to collaborate and really work with each other. I think that's one of the defining characteristics of SCPA.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been complaining about missing things like prom and my senior year, but I cannot imagine how difficult it is for students who are brand new to the school this year.
Yeah, it really is strange to start at a new school without having the chance to talk to other students outside of, breakout rooms. So this episode is for all the new kids, ninth graders, sixth graders, anyone who feels like they haven't been able to digest the culture at SCPA. I didn't come to SCPA until high school, and I definitely got whiplash when I first showed up. It's a special environment here.
So our survey covered ways of how to help introduce new students.
If you haven't watched our first 2 episodes yet, which you should do, then let me explain the survey. Each week we send out a survey asking students about life at SCPA.
Yep, and any student can submit to our survey. So stick around till the end of the episode to find out how you can submit.
All right, Mary, let's find out a little about our middle schoolers first and get below the surface. We asked middle schoolers what they hope to accomplish at SCPA. Several students hope to improve artistically at SCPA, which, makes sense since we are an art school. One student says, I hope I grow to love my major more and be able to express more feelings. I'm also a person with stage fright, so I hope I can fix that during my time at SCPA. I love that. Mary and I are both performers. We still get stage fright, and that's perfectly fine, but I think you start to learn how to manage it more over time.
Mm-hmm. Speaking as a senior who's dealt with a lot of stage fright, I can't promise that the stage fright ever goes away. I'm super nervous right now, but SCPA has helped me a lot. I think that it comes back to the collaboration we were talking about. Every time I've performed at SCPA, I've felt so supported by the other students and the teachers there that it relieves a lot of the stress.
Yeah. Some students also discussed how their goals have shifted due to the pandemic. Someone said, Considering that we are in kind of a rough time, I'd expect that I would grow the most mentally wise. At school, I think I'd expect to grow more artistically and academically. If there's anything that this pandemic has taught us, it's perseverance.
Can't agree more, Adrian. Additionally, someone said, I expect to grow artistically. I would love to get better at drawing and making friends, which will be hard with COVID, and to continue that thought, let me say, which will be hard due to COVID, but SCPA has incredibly kind students who will be easy to become friends with. I never imagined that I would have so many friends when I first started going to SCPA, but I've met so many wonderful and nice people that I think everyone finds a group that they really can connect with.
Same. I don't think I would have expected to become friends with someone like Mary. And that isn't supposed to sound derogatory. Just Mary and I feel like we clicked pretty fast, and it was a fun experience, just befriend you, Mary, and just so many other people at this school, like my best friend Jemima Pelayo, who's hopefully watching this right now, and even the teachers. I feel like I've learned from so many teachers, from their life experiences as well as their academics, and I truly hope that we could be friends after high school.
Speaking of friendships, we are so glad to have a very close friend to both of us, Alyssa Racchino, on the show tonight. However, they're not our only guest for the evening.
Nope. We've had an older presence on the show so far, which is why we're so excited to finally get a younger voice on the show tonight. Joining Alyssa, Mary, and I is 6th grader Dallas Williams. So come and join us, Dallas and Alyssa. Thank you for coming.
Hi.
How are you both doing tonight?
Good.
So go ahead and introduce yourselves. Alyssa, you can start. Tell us your major, and a little bit about yourselves.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Racchino. I'm an acting major, and I've been at SDSCPA since 8th grade. So I've been here a really, really long time.
Hi, my name is Dallas Williams. I am a dance major, and this is my first year at SCPA, so I'm in the 6th grade.
Great. I'm just going to ask you, Dallas, what inspired you to apply to SCPA?
Honestly, I just kind of wanted to further my dance knowledge, and I knew and kind of wanted to try something else, like acting or maybe singing, and just kind of see where that would take me.
Absolutely. One of the things that I love about SCPA is the way that you're able to explore different types of art. I think that is really special. I'm going to go ask you, Alyssa, the same question. What originally made you want to attend SCPA?
Yeah, I was originally introduced to the school by my friend Gianna. Her neighbor went to high school, and so that's how she automatically knew about the stuff that was being produced here and that people were taking here that no other school could provide. And I originally came here to be a part of the creative writing program, and then I think during the time they didn't provide it for the middle school yet, so I decided, hey, let me take theater in order to help with my confidence and really get out there. And it turns out to be like the one thing that I can't imagine myself not doing. So acting has really been a big part of my life ever since I came to this school.
That's wonderful. So, Dallas, you're a fresh 6th grader. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your process for auditioning for SCPA?
My process, it was kind of different because from what I've heard from a couple other students that I know that go to SCPA, normally like you would be in a room and actual auditioning, but I was at home just auditioning my living room, and that was really different from what I had thought.
I can imagine. Yeah, I know that Alyssa and I were both seniors who both had to do all of our college auditions as Lyme as well. So, Alyssa, do you want to talk maybe a little bit about your college audition process and maybe how SCPA helped you prepare for those?
Yeah, for sure. I, at the beginning, was so scared, thinking, oh my, I'm really using my phone right now to help me get into college, because I do everything over Zoom on my phone. But I calculated the amount of pre-screens, auditions, and callbacks, and it's well over 20 that I've done in the past month, which is absolutely wild. But it's been so eye-opening to be able to use the platform and have this other way of delivering my text, almost as if I'm doing a live stream or like an Instagram live, and have that elevate my objective. It's been so interesting, and it's definitely strengthened my art form, I feel like. I've met a lot of beautiful people. This last Saturday, I was met with this, I think her name was Julia, and she got her graduate training from Yale, and she works at Pace. So for her to give her wisdom to me and her knowledge to me, I'm just writing continuously my notebook of like all these beautiful people that I've met. And I just can't wait to incorporate it further into my degree.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, this is definitely looking to become something of the future. More online-based auditions, which I think is great for all that I can say. It allows for you to stay in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to spend a fortune on plane tickets. So maybe we can look at this as a good thing. It's the way of the future, and we're all living in it. Mary?
Yeah. So, Dallas, you're so like fresh and new to the school. What are you hoping to accomplish during your time at SCPA?
I'm kind of hoping to accomplish to just kind of find myself more, find where I stand as a dancer, and find where I stand as of like meeting new people here, really creative people that can teach me so much more about myself and so much more in my major and majors that maybe I'm not majoring in, but just things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think that, yeah, one of the most beautiful things about SCPA is the people. You're definitely going to like find all different types of creative people. That I think that really is eye-opening to be around so many great people. Alyssa, on the flip side, now that you're coming to the end of your time at SCPA, do you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish when you first came to the school?
I had this confined image of who I wanted to become when I was in 6th grade. And I've definitely exceeded that and more. Like I feel like I'm on a whole other plane than I was when I started at this school, which I think is amazing. And again, it's all due to the people that I've met that inspired me to open up myself more and to really just allow my truth to come out in its wild ways.
Well, that's amazing. And I definitely think that's one of the reasons why SCPA exists, so we can have experiences like that. Dallas, this next question is for you. You told us what you hope to achieve at SCPA. Is there anything that you're afraid about SCPA?
I'm kind of afraid about missing out on things that I won't get to experience that I'd be experiencing at a normal middle school or a normal high school, like prom or like regular, like prom, basically.
Let me interrupt you right there. We still have a prom. It's only available for seniors, I think, though. So
we get to I believe it's seniors and juniors too, which is great. I think that you get 2 years, which is really cool. So we do have a prom and a homecoming, and sometimes I don't know if we have like Fright Night, which is something that's really special and unique to SCPA, which is just like, it's so much fun to have a Halloween dance. I think that especially at an arts school, it's so great to see like how creative people get with costumes. But I totally get what you're talking about. I know that like it's weird to not have like sport games and like stuff like that. I'm sure they're not called sport games, but you know, I totally get that fear. But I think that just the beautiful art produced at SCPA just it alleviated all of those fears for me. You know, like in a way, the like huge musicals that the school puts on is kind of like a football game in a way, where the school is like shows their support for everyone involved. I think that there's a lot of all that like school-wide camaraderie with the performances.
By you going to SCPA, you're taking the road that isn't taken, because we can see what regular high schools are like, you know, through the media or even just by our neighbors or our friends that go to other schools. So by you placing yourself in an environment like SCPA, you are purposefully trying to find a new life experience. You're trying to find something that beats away from the norm. And that's a beautiful part. Like, I'm going to be real here. Like, I definitely feel like I missed out a lot, like with the Friday Night Lights thing. I love that TV show, and like just being able to watch football games and stuff and just sitting in the stands. I feel like sometimes I miss out on that. Like, but it's okay, because at the end of the day, I made a choice to come here, and I made a choice to pursue something that beats away from the norm. And that's the beauty of SCPA. So I hope you can have fun along that journey as you spend more time here at SCPA.
Now, Alyssa, you know, you've gained so much wisdom during your time at SCPA. Is there any like advice that you wish you had known that you would want to pass on to Dallas or any other middle schoolers watching?
Just to make sure that you really trust in yourself. You're attentive to what works and what doesn't, and you pick out the gold pieces that really resonate with who you are. Don't force yourself to become what you're not. Don't become that cookie, whatever shape. Just your artistry is your artistry. That is what's going to accept. That is your ticket to whatever that you. So just continue to stay true and continue to evolve in that.
I'm sorry, Alyssa, you're cutting out a bit, but we got what you were trying to say.
Okay.
Now, sorry, Adrian, take it away.
Now it's your turn, Dallas. If you could ask yourself in the future, if you could ask Alyssa, who's here right now, if you could ask either of them what you could learn from SCPA, any piece of advice, what would you ask?
I would ask, what have I learned from being at a school that is so different from other schools?
And Alyssa, do you have an answer?
Yeah, I will attempt to answer this really great question. Make sure you take every available opportunity that's given to you. Don't take anything practice that gratitude always, and don't take anything for granted, because everything that comes your way for a reason. So take it completely, entirely.
That's great. I think that's really great advice. It's just always with the school and with everything, practice gratitude. I think that's a really positive mindset to have. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Now, some of the people new to the school might not know, but our artistic director, Mr. Shahio, is known for going around campus and asking the question to students, just why are you here? So we want to give a chance for both of you to answer the question, you know, why are you here? Alyssa, having been here for the longest, you know, you've probably had the most time to think about this question, so take it away.
It's definitely evolved the last time that I thought about like my purpose for being at this school. But honestly, it all just goes back to truth. As kind of vague as that sounds, I think that encompasses my entire objective for being at the school and picking this pathway is I want to learn more about myself. I want to discover more about my limits and discover more about the community that I'm in, my culture, in order to heal myself, because I believe that the truth heals. And yeah, just to continue to make discoveries that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Great. That's really beautiful. Dallas, you have an idea yet of why you're here?
Honestly, I don't know why I'm here. I just know that from what I've heard, I just know that it will be a great experience and great journey. But I know as I continue to grow and have been here longer, I'll definitely know why I'm here.
That's great. That's great.
Love
That's
that.
a beautiful answer.
Yeah, that's wonderful. We just want to thank you so much for coming. We really appreciated all of your insight. It's so great to hear from two different perspectives that both are working towards a shared goal. I think that we really appreciate both of you for being here. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all your words. That's all for the time we have tonight for you two. Thank you so much, Alyssa and Dallas. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary, we want.
I miss middle school so much.
Why are you here, Mary?
Oh, don't do me like this. I think that I'm here, really to just learn as much as I can from other people, whether it's teachers, whether it's students. I think that really the thing that makes SCPA so special and unique is the people. And I think that I am the best artist I can be when I'm observing and taking stuff in. So I think that the reason that I'm here is just to be able to learn from the people and teachers around me. What about you?
It's a loaded question, and I feel like a lot of us tease Mr. Chihio for always repeating this question, but it's a great question. Why are we here? Why did we purposefully choose the path not taken, the road not taken? And I think that's simply the answer. I wanted to take the road not taken. I wanted to see what it's like being quirky, being different. I feel like Alyssa, my answer changed a lot over years. Like freshman year, if you asked me why I was here, I would say, because I love music, because I want to pursue music. But, if you ask me now, I feel like I'd say I'm here for the people as well. Just the diversity of our school. We need to state how diverse our school is and how awesome that is, because you can find arts programs across San Diego, but what you won't be able to find is arts programs that intersect with people of all backgrounds, because
Absolutely.
That is what truly is art. Art is hearing from other people, learning from other people that aren't like you. And that's why I'm here at SCPA. And I feel like I wouldn't have been able to answer that question fully until just recently. So yeah.
Great. Yeah. It's all about storytelling. I think that SCPA shares a really beautiful story every day. Absolutely. Oh, it's so great to hear from both Dallas and Alyssa. I think that, I miss being in middle school and having that middle school experience. It feels like so long ago.
I loved Alyssa's insight. If you don't know much about Alyssa, you know that she's short, but that's perfectly fine because she makes up for it in her spirit and in her energy. She is one of the biggest people I know energy-wise, and she's so captivating. But I have also loved Dallas's maturity. She's a sixth grader. I was
not that mature in sixth grade.
That is awesome to just be able to see that the future generations of SCPA that are being fostered right now are going to be like that. And I'm excited. Yeah.
Alyssa is not the only upperclassman to provide advice tonight, though. We did ask juniors and seniors what they wish their younger selves knew. One student said, ask for help if you need it, or if you don't understand something. No one will judge you or remember if you made a mistake, and chances are many others need help too. And it's okay to confide in teachers. I cannot agree more. I've been saying the same thing all night. People are the greatest thing about SCPA, and they are so supportive, and everyone is on your side, which I think is important to remember.
I love what they said about teachers, Ms. Babby, my free therapist. I think one of the things that makes SCPA so special is how supportive it is, like you said. Just the people, the teachers, the staff, they're all here to lift you up, to not just make you the best artist you can be, but the best person you can be. Someone else said, please don't sell yourself short just because you didn't start your training at a super young age like everyone else. Remember, it's not your fault. Concentrate on working and improving. Everything will be all right. Stop stressing. Middle and high school is still very early for developing artistic abilities and skills. And SCPA is here to help you grow, regardless of your experience.
Especially since the whole school is audition based now. You know, when I was in middle school, I just like threw my name in a lottery and like crossed my fingers every night that they would let me in. But like nowadays, you've auditioned to be here. You have already earned your place. Like teachers see something beautiful in you, a beautiful artist that's gonna like grow, and that's why you were accepted.
Yeah, SCPA is not a given. You have to fight for your place to be here, and I think that's why the community is so ingrained, because we all have one common factor, and that's being people who fought for their place here.
Absolutely. The motivation.
When we asked freshmen about their experience transitioning to high school, someone said, well, with being a freshman now, the only difficult thing was not experiencing an 8th grade promotion and starting my first day of high school online. It's a different experience for us because the known to be the best years of our lives started off with us being online only. And it sucks. I'm CPD commissioner, which means I was supposed to be organizing events like Fright Night. And Fright Night is probably one of my favorite events at SCPA. And the fact that I wasn't able to plan and coordinate a Fright Night this last year was kind of disheartening, but we manage. We find other ways to overcome.
Mm-hmm. We also asked students to tell us what they'll remember from their time at SCPA. Someone said, the people. I've developed connections with people that I never thought were capable, not only with the students, but with the staff. Yes, they were problematic at times, but I've never felt more home than with these people. I love you guys. You know, I will say it's definitely unique that the teachers have just as much drama as the students do. I think that's another thing that makes SCPA special and unique, but I'm so glad that this person has found friendship at SCPA.
Yeah. Another person said, the amazingly talented people I got to spend art class with. I'm so lucky to be able to be friends with such awesome people who share the same passion I do. Friendships seem to be a theme that's reoccurring with the responses to this question. Some students even share that they've been able to create meaningful relationships over Zoom, which is inspiring. SCPA has brought a new sense of direction I never imagined to come across. I've managed to develop new skills and mindsets that have allowed me to really discover my interests. Yeah, that's the point of SCPA, and the fact that we could translate it online means that we've been doing it right.
Yeah. You know, finally, we asked students how they think they can make their mark. Someone said, I wish to make my mark by establishing connections with others when I enter my dream career, like I did when I was at SCPA. Sharing with others that I spent time with such unique individuals will help them see that the environment you choose is highly crucial for your prosperity.
I love this response. I think everyone has already made a mark here in the SCPA family. They got accepted to the school because they have fantastic artists inside of them. Those two responses tie together what we've been talking about all night. Collaboration and creativity is what makes this school so special. And since we're talking about legacies and future selves and past selves and stuff like that, Mary and I wanted to do something different today.
Yeah, you know, usually during this time in our show, we would have a student spotlight, but not today, because today we wanted to highlight our SCPA ancestors.
You make them sound like dinosaurs. But anyway, we have a video featuring 4 alumni who are going to share how SCPA made a mark in their lives.
So,
hi, my name is Julian Roll.
Hi, my name is Sarah Spafford Fries.
Hi, my name is Tanisha Evans. I go by TJ.
My name is Jason Shanley.
And I graduated from SCPA as part of the class of 2018.
And I graduated from SCPA in the year 2000.
And I graduated from San Diego School of Creative Performing Arts in 1993.
I am class of 1989 from SCPA.
Going to that school was definitely the right move for me, and it changed my life in such a positive way, for many reasons. First reason is that it's just a great place to meet other people who are artists within your field and artists in different disciplines. You know, I met dancers, I met actors, I met photographers who are all amazing people, and you know, that really helps you with your own craft.
I am the choir director at CPMA Middle School. Big love and shout out to all of my CPMA students who are now at SCPA. And it really was my experience with really caring and nurturing wonderful teachers and like-minded, passionate classmates at SCPA that gave me this love for singing and this love for music that I wanted to go on to share with future generations.
What SCPA taught me, it definitely taught me how to get along with different people, even if you don't agree with them, if you don't have the same views, if you don't see eye to eye. We all learn how to put that aside.
What SCPA did for me, the effect it had on me is, there's a few things I could think of. One was teachers that I still remember, one that still teaches at the school now. Mr. Sullivan was my U.S. history class. We talked about our government class, and I remember the incredible discussions that we had. We were able to actually think on our own. He never told us what to think. He taught us how to think, and that was incredible.
Second reason I think it was a great place to be is that it's a really good place to own in on your own craft and take it to the next level before you go to college. I now attend the New School for Jazz, where I'm a jazz major and I'm taking my master's in arts management and entrepreneurship. And going to SCPA really helped me develop my voice on my instrument before getting to college, which was a big help because it helped me launch ahead.
The most significant mark that SCPA left on me was the lessons that it taught me about the importance of diversity and inclusivity. Prior to attending SCPA, in all of my, life experiences, conformity was key. And getting to SCPA and realizing and learning about experiences and identities that were different than my own really is where I learned that it is our uniqueness, it is our differences that really make us truly special. And when we can bring our differences together in community, that's what life is really about. So whether you go on to a career in the arts or not, those lessons are what are truly going to stay with you and benefit you in careers and in life in general.
Definitely learn how to come out of my shell. I don't like to be the center of attention, but you wouldn't know this when you see me on the dance floor. It seems like I do want to be the center of attention, but when you meet me, you realize I don't. I am kind of shy. The SDK definitely took me out of my comfort zone. It actually, and absolutely, my music taste came from SCPA. I wouldn't have been exposed to so many different genres of music if I wouldn't have went to that school and met so many different people. I'm blessed that I was able to go to that school.
There was a time that stands out. One of my best friends got murdered when we were in 11th grade, and Mr. Howe really came behind me and my family to support me, make sure that I was safe. I ended up having to leave the school for some time and go live with my father. But the way that the school supported me to make sure that I was safe and that my family was taken care of was incredible. I still have many, many friends that I'm incredibly close with nowadays. We still talk to this day, even after being graduated for so many years. But I think ultimately the freedom that the school gave me to just be myself, meet a lot of really cool people that I still stay in contact with today. I didn't do much acting or singing. I acted a fool, but I didn't sing nothing. But it was a really, really good school. Really glad that I graduated from there. Class of 1989.
Wow. That was Julian Roll, Sarah Spafford Fries, Tonisha Evans, and Jason Shanley. That was beautiful. The only thing we love more than hearing from past voices at SCPA is current ones. Just because we didn't have our student spotlight this week doesn't mean you won't see it in our next episode. If you want to be featured on the surface in our student spotlight segment, you could submit through our page on the main stage hub or send your submissions to thesurfacescpa@gmail.com.
Yep, there are so many ways that you can reach out to us and get more information about The Surface. We have an Instagram account at thesurface.scpa with a super helpful card, and make sure to check out our section on the SCPA Mainstage website. Just go to SDSCPAmainstage.com and head over to the Student Series page. There you'll be able to find all of our episodes, our Student Spotlight submission area, and our weekly survey.
Speaking of our survey, let's introduce next week's topic. As we all know by now, COVID-19 is a virus, but there's something else going viral. SCPA students have proven to be creative, with many of our peers having gone viral during quarantine. Join me and Mary with special guest Olive Benito as we talk about the craftiness of our classmates. If you've gone viral during the pandemic, share it with us by submitting your stuff in the Student Spotlight submission area. We'll see you next time on The Surface.
The Surface.